Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session. So now I'm going to talk about one of the biggest industry of all the time, one of the famous footwear industry, Nike, and it is Just Do It campaign, which has started decades ago, but still being a main power in the industry. So let's get started. Okay, let's first talk about situation analysis. So the Nike brand began as a tiny enterprise and has grown to become a global commodity with many distinct branches and success levels. So let's go back to the beginning of everything. Nike is well recognized for its footwear, clothes, and equipment. It is the world's largest sports apparel brand. The corporation was founded in 1964 as a Blue Ribbon Sports and was renamed Nike as a Nike in 1971 after the Greek goddess of triumph. So Nike in the 1966, they created its first retail location, and in 1972, if I'm not mistaken, they introduced the Nike brand sneaker. By early 21st century, Nike had a retail locations and distributors in more than 170 countries. And Nike's yearly revenue in first fiscal year of 2021 is almost roughly 45 million US dollar with a market value of $120 billion, and Nike has more than 10,000 shops globally, and it employs more than 73,000 people. Okay, let's move to the objectives of this campaign. So Nike's main goal is to become the #1 fashion destination for people of all ages. The brand's goal is to become as associated with the footwear industry online shop as Google is with search and Facebook is with social networking, engaging their clients in the digital realm, where Nike is more than simply an online retailer or shoe store, but rather a location for young people to discover their fashion and be a part of their lives. Requirements, trends, and style guidance is what makes Nike so appealing to young trendsetters. Okay, when it comes to talk about expected outcomes from the campaign, so it would obviously be to increase the brand awareness and raise the sales shares. And the Just Do It, the campaign's goal was to simply generate brand awareness. So here we can see the strategies. So Nike's key techniques for increasing sales by acquiring new clients are as follows. The first one is enhance and promote customer advocacy. The second one is improve customer engagement, enhance mobile and tablet experience, since these account for around 40% of visitors. And one of their, in order to achieve these goals, we will talk more about in tactics section. So what strategies they used in order to achieve their objectives. Let's move on to the tactics. Here we can see the tactics of the campaign. So despite the strategy, which is more long-term and difficult to modify, tactics are more short-term and quickly adjusted depending on scenario. In tactics, the marketer identifies all the tools that they may need to employ in the marketing process. So Nike also made good choices in terms of campaign tools because, as stated in the objectives section, their goals were to increase brand awareness, increase sales, and increase brand loyalty. So they they chose celebrity marketing as well as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, because their main target was the young, particularly people who like sports and have more money than the average person, and unmarried youngsters who have jobs and can spend more on clothing and so on. Okay, Nike separates itself from other shoe manufacturers by utilizing the power of influencer marketing. Yeah, I'll repeat once again, the power of influencer marketing in a strategic manner. Nike's target market is diverse. It's made up for rockers, rappers, artists, intellectuals, business people, as less of other persons, but also everybody, everyday people. Nike's ad campaign adopt a voice that their consumers are likely to respond in order to appeal to their target demographic in the same language. So the first technique was to concentrate on telling a narrative rather than a brand. So what that means? So let's see. This alludes to the fact that while the organization was previously focused to discussing and advertising the features and benefits of its goods, it was subsequently discovered that the genuine worth lay in the history behind what they offered. This mindset at Nike prompted the firm to shift away from the object-focused advertisement in order to tell a tale about inspiration and the ability to obtain it. So thus, from this motto, just do it. Like Nike welcomes a lifestyle that focuses around overcoming and inviting people to fulfill their potential. Yet that world, referred to as a Nike, is deeply characterized by the usage of its products. Another technique is to concentrate on telling narrative rather than a brand. Yeah, we already talked about this. And the second one is, so we can see that the take care of women communities. So it means that Nike notes that it had penetration in people who participated in various sports. So when they saw their community fragmented, they took action. They decided to form specialized independents in order to get to know each of said people better. So as we already know, Nike's also more focusing on women's. So, and here you can see influencer marketing and strategic manner. So in order to inspire people and motivate people to buy Nike products, Nike are contracting with like influencers or celebrities. And for example, we can talk about Mike Jordan, who is a famous basketball player. He and Nike uses Mike Jordan as their brand image, and it helped Nike to succeed in this competition. So let's see the action done by this campaign. So here you can see that. Okay, Nike has also paid close attention to how. Yeah, sorry. Nike has also paid close attention to how effectively strategies on the Just Do It digital media campaign and are implemented. It's been over a year since Nike made Colin Kaepernick the face of on one of their advertising campaigns. So most known for kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality against African Americans, shared a photo of himself with a quotation, and the hashtag is Just Do It. The plan was fantastic. It was totally fantastic. Nike had more than 1,400% increase in social media participation and generated 6 billion in sales. This is insane. Also, there were many unfavorable comments such as social media demands to boycott Nike items. So Nike made a daring step for the 30th anniversary of their Just Do It campaign by taking a stand on cultural issue. Nike has seen some blowback since with supporters boycotting brand items. More than 50 million Instagram posts presently use the hashtag Just Do It. As much of this user-generated content may help Nike increase social media followers, comments, brand inquiries, shop visits, sales, and positive Just Do It postings may also be found on Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. The campaign's popularity is evident that, in fact, the brand sales have increased by 31% since the billboards and television commercials featuring Colin Kaepernick and other athletes were released over the weekend. So, and people are keep posting like posts in the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook by tagging the Nike. So this also helped the industry to compete against their competitors, and it increased the sales shares. Here we have SWOT analysis: strengths and weakness, opportunity and threats. Let's look at the strengths. Nike, like other large corporations, has a lot of strengths. Simply, but Nike's great brand and cheap product costs are its most crucial assets. The Nike brand is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful names in the sportswear business. Nike is one of the first corporations that comes to mind when people think of trendy sporting footwear in many parts of the world. Weakness. So from what I have learned, I can say that Nike does have a certain flaws. It's reliant on United States market. So in 2018, the US market accounts for more than 40% of Nike sales. As you might expect, this highlights Nike's reliance on US market as a part of its business strategy. If American tax or legal rules change in any manner, that affects Nike's ability to sell in the US market. So that's also, this is one of the main weakness of the Nike. So when it comes to talk about opportunities, Nike has a booming market in all respects. According to the research that I've done, thanks to healthier customers and wealthy countries, this opens few more opportunities. There are more people in the globe, and many of them are increasingly becoming more active. These two causes combine to provide perpetually expanding footwear market. So if Nike plays its cards well, it should be able to grab a large option of this increasing market, allowing the firm to increase in earnings. Oh yeah, so Nike also has some threats. So in terms of threats, I believe Nike should consider all options, including taxation, market competition, and product counterfeiting. Nike, like many other large corporations, has their tax strategy tailored down the dollar. For many years, this has allowed Nike to avoid paying enormous sums of tax, even billion-dollar revenues. However, there is rising debate regarding the amount of discretion major corporations have when it comes to tax concerns, and their ability to pay the low amounts of tax may come to an end one day. Nike's net earnings would drastically reduce it as a result. So these were the SWOT analysis based on Nike's today's market sales share, market revenue, net profit. Yeah. So this was the end of my presentation. Thank you guys for your attention.